folks, welcome back to Nostalgianomics. For anyone who's been following my channel for any time at all, you know I'm very pro modern sealed investing, and I'm very against WotC slab investing, and most slab investing in general other than a few outliers. And last night, I was in the chat of Pokenomics live stream, and before I go any further on that, I like Jake, I like his channel, no drama here, so don't try to start any. I literally just made some comments in the chat. He pulled one up on the screen. The comment I made was, WotC slabs are terrible investments, and Jake basically just challenged me to say, hey, Alex, why don't you, make a video and expand on that point and show, exactly what you mean and how you got to that data point. And so that's basically what I'm doing today, for that, and also for everyone out there who's been starting to invest in Pokemon, thinking about investing in Pokemon, not knowing where to put your money, hasn't really done a lot of research. I want to do the research for you and show you what I mean. And before I get into that, also I want to say, anyone like me who was in Pokemon 5, 10 plus years ago, who, had a huge WotC position, who made tons of money like I did and other people did, hey, let's all take a big clap, right? We made tons of money on WotC, let's take a big clap. Those days are over. They're dead and gone. Forget it, all right? What worked back then is not working now. It's over. And so I'm going to show the numbers because what I based my channel on is anyone getting into the hobby, into the Logan Paul boom and after. And that's what I based the numbers on. Yes, if you would be in Pokemon way back in 2015 and held your stuff all the way to now, you're still doing great. I'm not taking anything away from you. So anyone who wants to leave those comments in the comment section, hey, congratulations. For any new collectors, do not buy WotC. It's a terrible investment. So let's start right now. I'm going to start out. What I did was I took the best, most expensive card in every single WotC set from first edition base all the way through Skyridge, okay, in a PSA 9 and PSA 10. Let's see how they're performing in the last few years. So, the first edition base set Charizard. It saw highs in the $400,000 to $500,000 range during the boom. And the latest sale has been $270,000. I think it's actually lower than that now. You basically lost about 50% of your money, I think. As far as the 9, there's a lot more data points. It saw highs in the $50,000 and $60,000 range during the boom. And if you would have held this entire time, it's selling now in the 16,000s. There was just an auction on eBay in the 16,000s. And so basically, what'd you lose? You lost about 75-ish% of your money. Something like that, 70-75% of your money. And also there's a lot of talk lately on some of these channels about opportunity cost in Pokemon. Well, please tell me, for anyone holding these slabs, what's the opportunity cost of holding a $50,000 and $60,000 card, losing 75% of your money over these last 2 years, or putting $50,000 or $60,000 into any modern sealed booster box in the last couple of years? Tell me the opportunity cost you would have made putting it into a modern sealed box or holding a vintage slab, like a first edition base set Charizard. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And that's why I try to sway people away from these vintage slabs. Unless you're a true collector, you don't care about money, you just like the cards, you want to display them, it reminds you of your childhood, go for it. I have nothing against that. I own, cards as well that I love. But when it comes to talking about finances and money, steer clear. Steer clear of these slabs. Next up, it's going to be the Jungle Snorlax. A lot of people think Jolteon is the most expensive Jungle Holo, when in fact it is Snorlax. Snorlax is the most expensive Jungle Holo. So, Snorlax, it saw highs in the 15s, $12,000 to $15,000 range. Right now, it was at 7. It just saw a huge drop. So, let's just say, it did have at least like a 40, 50, maybe plus% drop. The 9, same way. It saw highs in the 15, 1600s. Now it's selling in the 400s. Again, about 75, or about 60, 70% drop or something like that. Anyway, you can see the charts, just straight down. Holding these cards for the last couple of years, straight down. Next up is going to be the Fossil Dragonite. Again, love this card. Love it. It's not that I hate these cards. I love it. I grew up in the 1999 through 2001 boom. Okay? This is my childhood. This is my memories. This is not my nostalgia. Money-wise, I wouldn't buy these. They're a terrible investment. Dragonite, it did see a spike here in 2021 up to the old high of around 10,000. But other than that spike, it's been just consistently down, or in the 9,000s all the way down in the 5s. Same thing with the 9s. It was in the 1900s, and now it's down in the 400s. So almost 75% decrease. Next up is going to be the first edition Dark Charizard from Team Rocket. Again, I did have this one sale. Maybe it was an erroneous sale. Maybe someone did pay 10 grand. But other than that, it's a pretty steady decline. Same thing with a 9, steady decline. The Blaine's Moltres from Gym Heroes. Not a lot of sales, but obviously a decline in the 10s. The 9, same story. Saw highs in the 7, 800s, and now it's down in the 300s. Possibly 300s, we'll say. So, again, over 50% decline. Blaine's Charizard, very obvious steady decline from the highs. Absolute terrible investments. Here's a big one. The Neo Genesis Lugia, the card that hit over 6 figures. 129,000 at the high. Look, there's one sale, there's another sale at 76, so I don't know which one you want to take. Somewhere in that range, but it is selling. The last sale was 50,000. I think it's probably going to go for less now. So, huge decline either way. As far as the 9, there were a lot more data points. It was selling in the 7,000s. Now it's down in the 2,000s. So that tells you kind of the value you would have lost if you would have bought and hold this slab. The first Moonbryon. Here we go. Moonbryon from Neo Discovery. Okay. It saw highs in the 10, maybe $12,000 range. 8 to 12, we'll say, somewhere in there. And now it's selling for in the 4,000s. Okay, so about a 50% or more loss. The 9's actually performing relatively well. The highs were in the 15, 1600. You could have got it many times for in the 12, 1300s. And it's only about 1,000. So not a huge loss. I mean, you're down. You're still down money, maybe 20, 30%. But not as terrible as some of the other slabs. So PSA 9 Moonbryon, not terrible. Shining Gyarados, one of my favorite cards in the whole hobby. How could it not be? Look at that art. How's it been doing? Actually better. Other than this crazy spike to 11K, it was around 8. Now it's sitting around 7. Not a terrible decline. So pretty good store of value. I mean, you still would have been better off just keeping your money in a savings account rather than buying back in 2021. But hey, not terrible. And then same thing with a 9. Saw highs in the 2,000s. Now it's sitting 1,500. Again, not terrible. You could have got in around 1,500 or less multiple times. So you could have been maybe a little up, maybe about even. Still, not a great investment. You don't want to be even for 2 years. But hey, I'm not here to push a narrative. I'm here to just show the numbers. So this isn't the worst thing you could have done is put money into Gyarados. You could have lost money on other things. So not a bad investment, right? Shiny Charizard, how's it been doing? Okay, straight down. Nothing more to say. If you'd have bought into this anytime during the boom or after, you're down on your money. Next up is going to be the Legendary Collection Charizard base set reprint. It's kind of all over the place. There's not a lot of these sold. You could have bought it for $2,500 back then. I saw some spikes. You might be a little up. You might be a little down depending on when you got in. So could be a good buy. Maybe not, Same thing with the 9. If you got in back then, you're actually a little up probably. So, I got to say, out of all the slabs, the Legendary Collection Charizard, not a bad buy in a 9 or a 10. You actually would be up on your money a lot of the places you could have got in. So, hey, for anyone who bought into this, congratulations. It actually was a good slab investment. I would be wrong in this scenario that you could actually have made money investing in this slab. So, hey, one out of however many this is, not bad, right? I guess if you're that good at throwing darts at a board, you might have done well. The Charizard Hollow from Expedition. Guys, don't pay attention to this. As much as I'd like to say, look at this, you would have lost all your money. That's obviously not a real data point. I'm sure it's down from the 19,500, but not that far. The 9 gives a more realistic idea. I'm going to take the 10 away. This is more realistic. It saw highs in the 2s, maybe in the 1,500s to 2,000. Now it's all the way down in the 7, 800s. So again, about 30 to 50% loss. That's a more realistic representation of how you would have done this card. I'm trying to be fair here. I'm not trying to blow up these slabs. I'm just showing you the real numbers. As far as the Crystal Lugia from Aquapolis, it saw a real spike up in 15, but realistically it was around a $10,000 card. Now it's a 9,000, so not terrible. You lost a little bit, but basically little to even on your money. Not a good investment. It saw highs in the 4s and 3s. Now it's down in the 2s, mid to low 2s. Again, down on your money. Not a good investment. Last one's going to be the Skyward's Charizard. Pretty obvious. You'd be losing money if you bought anywhere near in the boom. So basically what I'm trying to show, every one of these slabs is either flat or down. Other than Legendary Collection, you might have made a little bit. WotC slabs are by and far terrible investments. You would have made no money and even lost money over 2 years. Now, let's just take random modern booster boxes. I don't even have anything planned because I don't want to have a narrative that I'm trying to push and pick like the perfect products out. Let's just see how you'd have done in the last year on modern booster boxes. So I'm going to start out in XY. Let's start out here. Let's start out with the absolute worst. Steam Siege. How would you have done in the worst set in all of XY? If you'd have bought Steam Siege a year ago, you're up. You're up. Okay? In the low 200s, now it's in the high 200s. There's sales right now. January 13th, sale. Okay? So you'd be up on Steam Siege. Here's another lackluster set. Let's take Fates Collide. How's Fates Collide performing? Lackluster XY set, not one of the top ones. How's it doing in the past year? Well, it was up here in the threes, dropped. Let's just say you'd be up a little bit, barely, right? But hey, at least you're at negative like the Slabs. At least you're still up. Let's look at another one. Let's look at, I always like Ancient Origins. I've always been, I just always liked the set. That's how it's been doing. Ancient Origins. God, that seems high. 11.15. Oh my gosh. Did not realize it was this big of an increase, but Ancient Origins was 600s a year ago, and now it's selling? It's selling. It just sold this month for $1,115. That's about a 90% return. So you could have bought a $600 slab back a year ago and been down, or you could have bought a $600 box and made almost 90% of your money. So the opportunity cost of holding that slab going down and this box, it's over 100% return you would have made selling your slab and buying this. I mean, you can't tell me that Modern Sealed is not superior to slabs at this point. Let's move on. Let's move on to Sun and Moon. Let's look at Guardians Rising. That is a very lackluster set from Sun and Moon. If anything's doing bad, that would be Guardians Rising. Guardians Rising, mid twos. Now it's in the low threes. Just sold for a $340 box. I mean, what are we talking there? Like a 30% return on Guardians Rising? What about Unified Minds? I like Mewtwo. Usually he does pretty well. I'm sure this set's going to be doing well. Unified Minds booster box? Yeah, look at that chart. Straight up. Mid threes. Now it's in the, it's not that much really. What, 15% maybe? Still, you're up. You're up on it. What do we want? Let's look at a Charizard set, right? Cosmic Eclipse. We looked at a lot of Charizard slabs. Let's look at a Charizard set. That's fair, right? 1 year, it was in the low 500s. Now it's actually just selling in the 600s. 615, 630, listed at 650. So, yeah, in the 600s. So you're looking at a, 20-something, 25% return. And then this isn't even fair, but I have to show it, right? Because I'm showing the best of the best cards. So we got to show. We got to show Team Up, right? Look at the Team Up. Team Up in the past year. 750s. And not selling for $1,100 and something dollars. Great return. 40% return. All right, so you got 50% decrease in slabs. You got 40+% returns on boxes. That's like an 80, 90, 100% return difference. The opportunity cost of holding a slab over a Modern Steel product. And then obviously we can jump into Sword and Shield. What do you want to look at in Sword and Shield? Chilling Reign, right? Everyone wants to talk bad about Chilling Reign when it was $80 a box. No, stay away from Chilling Reign. It's going to take years to move. What's Chilling Reign doing now? You could have bought it for $80 a box when I made the video. They were widely available at $80 a box, $4.80 a case. Now look, selling for the 130s. In the 130s. $80 a box to $130. What are you looking at? Like 70% return, something like that? It's crazy. It's crazy. Chilling Reign. We could look at Evolving Skies. Well, I'm not going to do that. That's almost unfair. We'll look at Brilliant Stars. What's Brilliant Stars doing? Brilliant Stars. $182 a box. When I made my video, you could have bought those at $117 a box. Literally, earlier this year. Less than a year. Up that much on your money. Let's look at the worst set of them all, right? Battle Styles. Because if anything is not giving you returns, it's Battle Styles. Let's see. $108 a box. Selling. $108. Just sold. Lowest price, $108. Here's the chart on Battle Styles. It's up. Even Battle Styles is giving you returns. The worst set, most mass-produced set, selling for $80. Now you'd actually probably be in a profit even after fees and shipping. You'd make a profit on Battle Styles. Especially on the cases, right? If you're flipping a whole case, $480. If you're talking about buying these slabs for thousands of dollars, you could have bought cases upon cases of this Modern Sealed product. Let's be fair with this, okay? So let's go back and look at what the first edition base set Charizard, right? Well, that's $50,000. That's crazy. Let's look at another one, all right? So $1,700 on a Snorlax. You could have bought roughly, when was this? When was this? This was 2020. So this is going to be back in Sun and Moon. So let's go look at like what was back around that time period? Like Lost Thunder maybe? Was Lost Thunder around that time period, 2020? That was around when it was released. So Lost Thunder, a year ago, you could have gotten that for in the low 300s and now it's selling for the high 300s. And so for a card like, Snorlax, for $1,500, you could have bought, what is that, about five of these boxes for about $1,500. And so for 5 boxes, you would have made about a $60 return on each box. So you're up $300. You're up $300. So your $1,500 now became $1,800. When the Snorlax, your $1,500 became $400. That kind of gives you the idea of investing in Modern Sealed over investing in WotC Slabs. Now, great. If you were back in this 5 years ago, great. You made a ton of money. If you buy raw or buy lots and you grade the cards and you get them back in the 9s and 10s, you already have your profit margin built in, great, you're up on your investment. But if you decide to hold that, you're going to constantly, obviously, lose money or stay flat. When really, you should sell that, realize those profits, continue to rinse and repeat that method of buying raw and grading, or use those profits to invest in Modern Sealed, because that's where you're going to see your gains. So that's all I'm trying to say. Look, you can make money buying lots, finding weird auctions or weird listings that aren't listed right and buying under market, right? But if you're looking to grade the cards, find the cards under market, buy lots, and have cards under market value, and you're looking to hold those, then all of those gains you made, they're just going to stay there. They're going to stay steady, if not go down and decrease, when any of those gains you made could be sold, flipped, those profits could be put in Modern Sealed, and those are actually going to go up over time, like I showed today. So this is why. This is why I am the way I am, I guess. I love WotC. I grew up with WotC. It's still my favorite, most nostalgic sets. But being financially savvy, I could never bring myself to buy these WotC slabs when I know the data shows the demand is weak, the prices continue to drop, if not stay stagnant. When the modern product, the sealed product, it continues to be less and less every day. The demand is strong, and it continues to go up, 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 and up year over year. So take with you this data and use it however you want. Leave me a comment in the comment section. If you have different feelings or how you feel about this, I'd love to hear from you. And this is kind of my response of why I feel that way and why I made that comment that WotC Slabs are terrible investments in that live stream last night. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. I hope it helps your Pokemon investing journey. Other than that, I'll be back here in a new video soon. I'm out.